These are Aeroforce gauges on a 2005 Mercedes Benz E55. The gauge on the left is dedicated to transmission parameters. The gauge on the right, engine parameters. That's because on this car, there's two different data buses. Not to get into too many specifics, but the one on the left is a CAN bus. It's much faster. It's the modern data bus. It can update about 20 times per second. The gauge on the right uses the older ISO data bus. I don't want to say more than that and confuse anybody. But just to go over some of the features here, you'll notice the warning lights on the gauge on the left. They're set for RPM, for 1300 RPM. Those lights can be assigned to any parameter to monitor a safe condition, whether it's knock retard or trans temp or RPM, whatever you want, intake air temps. Each gauge has two analog inputs, so if you add sensors like temp sensors, we have Aeroforce carries several different types of sensors, pressure and temperature, and for boost or wideband kits for air-fuel ratio. You can add the sensor to the car. In this case, I've added a wideband kit, and I'm reading air-fuel ratio on these gauges. You notice the gauge on the left is in cyclic scan. It automatically scrolls through different parameters that I've programmed, and it allows you to see different things without having to hit buttons. The one on the right is set for a static reading of, right now, oil temp and knock. These gauges read enhanced parameters, so you're not restricted by what you can read. Most similar products only read the generic, which limits you to about 10 parameters. These read about 30. I'm going through some of the engine parameters on the right gauge so you can kind of see what you can see here. And you'll notice the gauge on the right doesn't update as fast. That's because it's on the older ISO bus. These gauges can record data, and you can play them back on the gauge. That way, if you're driving and paying attention to the road, you don't have to be focusing on the gauge. You can make a log and park the car, come back, and view the information later. If you want to know more about what parameters are supported, you can go to our website, www.aeroforcetech.com, and check it out. I won't name everything it does. You can kind of see by what I'm doing here what's available. Another nice feature, if you hit both buttons and hold them, we got, if you're familiar with our older gauges, you won't have seen this before. These are some multi-screen modes. This particular mode here is showing, it looks like a temperature on the left. I'm not really sure what that is. Go to the next mode. And there's a bar graph. Oh, it was oil temp and knock. But different ways of viewing the data besides just the upper and lower screen. This wasn't available in the past on our previous versions for other cars, but it's new for the Mercedes. So to get out of this, I'll go back to normal mode, and I want to show you something else. Going to the menu, we've added a boost display. It's labeled standard boost, and it's a specific display just for boost only. And I'll let this reconfigure, and you can see it's got the bar graph on the bottom and the digital value on the top. The gauges are available in a lot of different hardware configurations, different bezels, black, polished silver, brushed silver, a two-tone black and silver, and there's optional faces There's silver, white, and black faces you can get, and green, blue, red, or white displays. The displays can be inverted. You scroll down to this invert if you'd rather see them. This video isn't picking the colors up very well. These are actually white and black displays. Anyways, that's a brief overview of how these gauges work and some of the functions on them. If you go to our website, you can get more information on these, or our tech forums, which is accessible from our website.